A plan to make it compulsory for private doctors to upload patient information to the e-health system. Hollywood's blueprint for the setting up of a new medical school. And Putin agrees to a 30-day halt on attacks against Ukraine's energy facilities during talks with Trump. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. The government is planning to make it compulsory for health service providers, including private doctors, to upload important patient information to the e-health system. Those who fail to do so could face prosecution. Timothy Lee tells us more. The Hong Kong Medical Association expressed worries that mandating private doctors to upload patient information to the e-health platform would heap extra burden on doctors' already hefty workload. The group hopes the details and timetable for the implementation can be hammered out as soon as possible, so the sector could be better prepared. The government has earlier announced a new medical school will be established in the city. 3 local universities contending to run the city's 3rd medical training base have submitted their bids to the government. Among them is the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, which sets sights on tapping artificial intelligence to drive its teaching and learning of medical students. Russia and Ukraine have launched air attacks on each other hours after Russian leader Vladimir Putin's telephone call with U.S. President Donald Trump. Putin agreed to halt attacks on energy targets for 30 days, but the conversation made limited progress towards lasting peace. Ukrainian President Zelensky says he expects to speak with Trump and is accusing Russia of breaking agreements. David Garrett reports. Germany's likely next Chancellor Friedrich Merz has won a vote in parliament which will see the government increase spending on defense. Houthi media in Yemen reported early today that the U.S. had launched at least 10 airstrikes on various areas, including Sada province and Hodeidah. This came a day after the Israeli military said it had intercepted a projectile launch from Yemen after Israel resumed airstrikes against targets in Gaza. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu defended the resumption of airstrikes in Gaza, saying that negotiations on restoring a ceasefire there could continue only under fire. Tracy Furness has more. And still ahead. Welcome back. U.S. President Donald Trump has released previously classified documents related to the 1963 assassination of former President John F. Kennedy. This in a bid to honor his campaign promise to provide more transparency about the shock event that spawned countless conspiracy theories. Danny Rao tells us more. NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams have returned to Earth in a SpaceX capsule with the south splashdown off Florida's Tallahassee coast. Back locally, a total of 66 taxi drivers have incurred demerit points since the implementation of the taxi driver offense point system half a year ago. So far, none of them have reached a 15-point threshold for having their taxi licenses revoked. The Legislative Council passed the Protection of Critical Infrastructure's Computer Systems Bill in its 3rd reading. The bill mandates operators to conduct regular risk assessments and report safety incidents to the government. The government is set to unveil more details about the regulatory framework of basic house units at the end of this month. Basic housing units are intended to replace subdivided flats to provide better living conditions. The Hong Kong University of Science and Technology held a memorial service for its founding president, Professor Wu Chia-wei, who passed away earlier this month. Current HKUST President Nancy Yip praised Wu and hailed her predecessor for laying the foundations of the university's world-class status. Over to sports, huge crowds in Shanghai to welcome Zhou Guangyu, even though the F1 driver is unlikely to feature in this weekend's race. NBA action saw the Los Angeles Clippers beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 132-119. The player organization set up by Novak Djokovic has launched legal action against tennis governing bodies. Founded by Djokovic and Canada's Vasek Pospisil in 2021, the Professional Tennis Players Association cites its mission as supporting and safeguarding professional tennis players. And that's the news. Thank you for watching.